Well, hello everybody. It's good to be back after taking a few days off. The weekend, Monday and Tuesday, with the anniversary weekend, kind of a complete 4-day thing. So now we're back to hopefully regularly scheduled programming. We shall see. We are starting the May 30th schedule of games. There are 6 games scheduled on May the 30th. There's supposed to be 7, but in real world, the Tigers and the Twins game was rained out, and they will play a doubleheader on May 31st. So I will actually, when we get to the May 31st schedule, I will play a doubleheader of that game in one stream one morning next week. But for this week, we only have 6 games because of the rain out. Since today is Wednesday already, I'm going to play the top 3 games, or in my opinion, are the top 3 games on the stream today, tomorrow, and Friday. The other 3 I'll play offline. The National League game between the Expos and the Giants will be played on Saturday. That'll be my Saturday game to go to. So that's kind of what's going on with that. We are at game 321 in the replay. We are at Yankee Stadium. Singles are 1-7 left and right, and home runs are 1-9 for left and 1-8 for right. The Oakland A's made a player move. Jose Rijo is either injured or I'm assuming he's injured. Could be sent to the minors. Who knows? And Joaquin Andujar has returned. He started 1 game in April, then was injured, but now he's back, and he's going to have 12 starts in a row, starting with today, and he's going to make a start every 5th day for the next 12 of his starts without missing anything. Then at the beginning of August, he leaves the roster for good. But Andujar is back, and he's starting today's game. He won his only start previously, so he's 1-0. And for the Yankees, Joe Niekro, the knuckleballer, is on the mound, and he is 2-2 on the replay to this point. But he'll be on the mound, and he will get traded to Minnesota later in the season. But right now, he is with the New York Yankees. Top tier matchup: Yankees are 31-16. Oakland A's are 26-20. There you see the starting lineups. Ricky Henderson is on the roster. He's not hurt. He's just not starting. For whatever reason, they're giving him this Saturday game off. This game was played on Saturday, May 30th, 1987. Hello, Jeff, and hello, Chuck. Good to see both of you as we get ready to get this thing going. Now, Niekro is a +8 hold, so no matter who the catcher was, you're going to have a +5, pretty much, unless you had Johnny Bench back there or something. But he's going to be a +5, so Oakland, if they decide to run, certainly would have an incentive. Andujar is a -2, and the catcher Steinbach's a 0, so he is a -2 with this hold. Another thing to keep an eye on is Joe Niekro has an 18 wild pitch rating. So if we roll that 1 on the devil die on the havoc check, he has a very good chance of committing issuing the wild pitch. So just some things to keep track of with that. And of course, was there any doubt as to what would be coming? Got to have this. So, and today is the first day that I'm going to be out in the yard after the game is over. It's going to take a few days, probably, 3 or 4 days at least of steady work to clean up this yard out there. So I've got my work cut out for me for that as well. So I'm going to enjoy this morning while I can, morning in Strat, and then get to the real work at hand, which is cleaning up all these debris in the yard and whatnot. Hello, P. Madoff. Good to see you. All right, so Polonia, I got the game on the computer, so let's go to the computer, get the full information on Niekro in the replay. Real world, he was 7-12 with a 5.33 ERA. On the replay, he's doing much better, 2-2 with a 3.57 ERA, 40 innings pitched, 32 hits, 19 walks, and 30 strikeouts. Leading off for the Oakland A's will be Luis Polonia in center field. Polonia on the replay is hitting .277, a homer and 3 driven in, and he hit .287 real world, so it's not too far off from that. So we are back at it, and now we're underway. 4-10. Fly ball center field, and that's going to be handled by the center fielder, Gary Ward. Like I said, Ricky Henderson on the bench for whatever reason. So Polonia, but he is available to pinch hit, play defense, whatever. All right, so Mike Davis, the right fielder, up now for Oakland. He is hitting 311 on the replay, 11 homers, 28 driven in, and he hit 265 real world, so he's definitely doing better. That's a 4-8, and that's going to be a 1-12 single. 13-20 is a line out, and there's a 13 right there, so Willie Randolph will snag it. And that's quickly 2 up and 2 down. Tomorrow's game will feature California and Toronto, where Jimmy Key will be trying to stay perfect and go 11-0, and the Angels will counter with Jack Lazorko, a right-hander. That'll be from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. That'll be tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So that brings up Jose Canseco. Canseco on the replay is hitting 292, 11 homers, 31 driven in. He hit 257 real world. It's a 5-7, and that is a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Randolph. He's a 2E17. 2-15, he'll get to that. But boy, that 18 is rough. How do you get, boy, it's triple sixes. 18s are almost always 2 base errors. But we'll see. Maybe Randolph can avoid it. He's an E17. Nope, 18 is, look at all these 18s in the column 3, in the 2 base error column here. It's kind of hard to avoid it when you get the triple sixes there. So that's going to be a 2 base error on Willie Randolph, and that will put Canseco to second base with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Mark McGwire. McGwire hitting 260 on the replay, 12 homers, 29 driven in. On the real season, McGwire hit 289, so he's a little bit behind. First havoc roll of the game. Nothing happening. McGwire, 3-5, and that's a 1 for a double. Anything else is a single 2 stars, and that'll be enough to score the run. It's an unearned run, but it counts all the same. And the A's jump out in front 1-0. RBI single from Mark McGwire. That'll bring up Hot Dog Reggie Jackson, the designated hitter, back at Yankee Stadium, where he patrolled and did his thing back in, like 10 years ago. Back in 77, 78, late 70s, early 80s. Jackson on the replay hitting 204, hitting 10 homers, 25 runs batted in. He hit 220 real world. Another havoc roll for McGwire. Nothing happening there. Reggie, 4-8, and that's 1-12 for a single. 16, though, and he'll be snagged by Randolph again. But the A's do cut through with a run. And at the end of half an inning to play, it's the Yankees trailing the Oakland A's 1-0. And now we go to the bottom of the first, and Joaquin Andujar. On the real season, he was 3-5 with a 6.08 ERA. So rough year for Andujar for sure. On the replay, though, he's 1-0 with an ERA of 0.79. He has pitched. He's had actually 2 starts. He's pitched 11 innings. He has given up 5 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So Andujar going to be facing Willie Randolph. Randolph on the replay hitting 281, a homer and 18 driven in. He hit 305 real world. 3-4, and that's a ballpark single check. It's a 1-7. That's a 14, so he's going to pop it up to McGwire, and that will be 1 away. 1 down, and Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, stepping to the plate, hitting 299 on the replay, 9 homers, 30 driven in. He hit 327 real world. 1-7, and that's a double 117. That's a 19, so he gets by with a single. Kind of a bad break there. But that will put Mattingly at the 300 mark on the replay for the first time in a long time. He's hit the 300 mark. And that'll bring up Danny Pasqua, the left fielder. Pasqua hitting 248 on the replay, 8 homers, 17 driven in. Hit 233 real season. Andujar's wild pitch range is 7, his balks is 0. 5-5, and that's going to be a fly to center. Polonia will haul it in. 2 down. 2 up and 2 down. Strat-O-Matic is having a sale this weekend, or at least it started yesterday as far as I know. Don't know when it ends. Haven't checked the website. But you got to spend a lot of money to do it. And there just aren't that many seasons out there that I want. So that I don't already have. And I've got too many seasons to play with already. So why buy more? Why pay, spend a couple $100 to get seasons and store them in envelopes that never get used? I don't have time to play. So I will bypass that. But for those that are interested and want to stock up on older seasons or whatever, if you spend over $100, you get $10 off. If you spend over $200, you get no, I'm sorry, it's 10% off if you spend over 100, 20% if you spend over 200. If you spend over 250, it's 20% off plus the free shipping. So basically, it's like $50 off. So you spend 250, you're really spending 200 plus you get the free shipping, which is not a bad deal if you want to. If you had like 3 or 4 seasons that you really, really wanted, you could get them and get them for free shipping. But I just don't need that or want that many seasons, So. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. Gary Ward, center fielder, is going to lead off. He's hitting 229, 5 homers, 19 driven in. He hit 248 real world. 5-9, and that's a pop up to third, and that will end the inning. As third baseman Mike Gallego makes the play. Carney Lansford getting the day off. So at the end of 1, we've got Yankees trailing the Oakland A's 1-0. Joe Niekro back out will now face catcher Terry Steinbach. Grapes of Wrath Steinbach. You might be right, Justin. You might very well be right. There is some people, for them, it's a collectability issue. I mean, look at the black set they had a few years ago. How many people bought the black set and have it stuck in their, still in the plastic and hoping one day it's going to be worth a lot, more money. But I think if you look at I don't think there's people that are clamoring to go buy it on the black market. So I think those people were just wasted their money. And, if you're not going to use it, what's the point of buying it? But it's just me. I like collecting them, but I want to use them, So to me, Strat cards are only good when they're in your hand and they're being used, not when they're sitting. Even if they're pristine, it doesn't. I mean, the card quality is not that great, so pristine is not even a legitimate thing to say anyway. Because what's a pristine Strat card is kind of like saying a dressed up pig or whatever. It's just you can only get so good. Strat cards are meant to be used. They're meant to be worn. They're meant to be broken in, and all this information is no good if it's not being used, in my opinion. So. But that's just me, in my opinion. Everybody has their own thoughts, which is what's wonderful in the world. That's kind of pretty much true, Tim. I was trying to think of a good oxymoron there, and that's a pretty good one right there. All right, here's Steinbach. He's hitting 277, 2 homers, 7 driven in. He hit 284 real world. 6'10", and that's a fly ball center field X. So in center field is Ward. He's a 4 E6. So the 4 in center field, a little rough. And a 6 on the double die is not going to help the cause. That's almost surely going to be a hit. 4 and a 6 is a single. That's a 7, and he is an E6. There is no error for a 7 there, but there is going to be a single for Steinbach. That's one that I believe Ricky Henderson would have gotten to had he been out there, but he wasn't. So it's a moot point. So Steinbach is not a threat to be held, or to not a threat to go anywhere, I should say. So he won't be held. Here's Tony Phillips. He's hitting 245 on the replay. 3 homers, 18 driven in. He hit 240 real world. Switch hitting second baseman, batting left-handed, 4-5. That's a 1-4 triple. 5-20 is a double. The double's assumed to go to center. But with nobody out and Steinbach not running all that well, they will hold him at third base. No sense pressing the issue. You got second and third, nobody out. What's the point? And that'll bring up Mike Letgo Gallego. Hello, Praise. Good to see you. Dev, didn't catch you earlier. Yes, I mean, I hope Replay Gamer is doing well. I definitely miss his his content and him sharing his hobby. It's definitely, at least on my end, he's missed. I don't know about anybody else, but he's definitely missed. Maybe one day his situation will be such that he will come back and start sharing some more, but definitely miss him for sure. One of the really good guys out there. All right. Gallego, the batter. He's hitting 186 on the replay, a homer and 5 driven in. He hit 250 real world. Yankees going to play in. They don't want to give a cheap run to a light hitting guy like Gallego, so they're playing the infield in. 5-12. That's a split chance. 1 to 16 is a single, so it's a 15. It's a base hit. Didn't matter where they were playing. It's only one star though. So base hit for Gallego, and that's one it would have been a straight single to right field in advance, but in super advance would come down to this part. So instead of a chance for the runner to score from second in Phillips with good speed, he will have to hold at third on the 1-star advancement. But it's a 2-0 lead for the Oakland A's. Gallego, no threat to run, will not be held. Brings up the number 9 man, Alfredo Griffin. Griffin on the replay, hitting 270. No homers, 10 driven in. He at 263 real world. Let's see what the Oakland A's decide to do here. I'm sorry, the Yankees. The Yankees will, man, it's a tough call. They are going to play back for the double play. 3-3. It's a hit by pitch, so it doesn't matter as Niekro's knuckleball wavers and hits Griffin, but I don't think Griffin even felt that, but it did hit him. And the umpire says, take your base. It loads the bases now with nobody out. And Niekro in deep trouble. And Luis Polonia stepping to the plate. Infield for the Yankees, definitely back for the double play. They need outs in the worst way. Here's Polonia. 6-11. Ground ball pitcher X. Joe Niekro is a 3-E19. 3-E19, and the pitcher is the infield's in anyway. Infield's back for the double play, but the pitcher is assumed to be in. So the pitcher is always considered in on this 3-E19. And a 3 and a 7 might not make a difference anyway. We'll see. 3 and a 7 is a G3, and that is a 9, and he is an E19. There's a 9 right here. Under E19, there's a 9 right there. So Niekro trying to figure out where to throw the ball, never got a hold of it, and ends up booting it. It's a one-base error. Everybody's safe. Bases remain loaded. Phillips scores, makes it 3-0 Oakland. And the bases are still loaded with nobody out for Mike Davis. So Niekro trying to figure out and hurry and try to get a double play. Ends up getting no one. And that'll bring up, like I said, Mike Davis. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you. And yes, we do have, of course, coffee here. All right, so infield again, looking for that double play. They've got to get out. They don't have anybody out yet. They've got to turn some outs here. 5-7. Ground ball second base X. That's Randolph. He's a 2-E17. Needs a good roll in the D20. It's an 11. That's iffy. Might only be a fielder's choice out of this. 2 and no, it's a G1, so it's possible double play. Possible double play. And that's a 9, and he is an E17. There is no 9 there, so it is a G1 double play. So let's go to the bases loaded chart. On the G1 double play, bases loaded, infield was back, so it's a 4-3 double play. So according to what they're saying is Randolph will step on the bag, so we'll call it 4 unassisted, 4-3 double play. Scoring is Gallego to make it 4-0 A's. Going to third is Griffin. But the Yankees do get 2 outs to try to help slow down the scoring onslaught. 4-0 A's. And here is Jose Canseco with a runner at third and 2 out, so it is a clutch situation. Let's see here. Canseco in the clutch will gain a hit on 110, and I think that's it. 110. So Necro tossing to Canseco. 2-9, and he's going to hit a ground ball to short, and Tollison makes the play to end the inning. But a 3-run inning for Oakland. And at least one of those runs is unearned because of the error. Yeah, Fernando shouldn't even be in the conversation. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that he would even be in the conversation. All right. Joaquin Andujar has been given a huge lead now, 4-0 lead to work with. And Mr. May, Dave Winfield, will lead things off for the Yankees. On the replays, hitting 261, 9 homers, 27 driven in. He hit 275 real world. 311, and that's a ballpark blast for Winfield. It's a 1-8, and that's the Devil Dies a 1, so there it is. Mr. May, while it's still May, he's hot. Dave Winfield, look at it again, 311, ballpark blast, 1-7, Devil Dies a 1. Mr. Winfield gets the Yankees on the board. Cuts the lead to 4-1 for Winfield. That is home run number 10 on the replay. RBI 28. He had 27 home runs real world. So in about a third of his at-bats, he's had about a third of his home runs. So he's on a pretty good pace there. So here's Pagliarulo, and Pags on the replay. Checks in, hitting 265, 12 homers, 27 driven in. He hit 234 real world. 412, and that's a walk. That is a walk. Brings up Ron Kittle. Ron Kittle, the DH in this one, hitting 319, 6 homers, 19 driven in. Hit 277 real world. 6-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. Pagliarulo was not being held, so Phillips will keep the 4 E21, even though it's not very good. But it's better than a 5 E21, that's for sure. And a 14, he might get by with that. 4 and a 14. He'll actually get this as a fielder's choice, G2, get the lead dog. And that's a 10, so I don't think he's going to make an error on that. E21 and a 10. Nope. So he gets the lead dog. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice with Kittle taking over as the new runner on first base. So 1 down, and Rick Cerrone, the catcher. Cerrone hitting 270 on the replay, 2 homers, 11 driven in. He hit 243 real season. He is a double play candidate. 5-11, and that's a fly ball to left field X. We're looking at Canseco. 3 E9 for Canseco. 3 and an E9. 3 and a 4. Devil Die is just acting up today, as usual. 3 and a 4 is going to drop in for a base hit, 2 stars. Kittle will go around to third base. Cerrone with the single. Now we'll check for the error. That's an 11, and Canseco is an E9. And there's an 11 right there. On an E9, there's an 11 right there. There's a 2-base error on Canseco. So not only does it drop in front of him, it actually gets by him. Kittle will score. And going to third on the 2-base error by Canseco is Cerrone. So how about that? A single plus a 2-base error will send Cerrone all the way to third. 4-2 ball game now with Cerrone at third base and only 1 out. And the infield's going to come in for the Yankees for Wayne Tollison's at bat. Tollison hitting 188 on the replay, 2 homers, 15 driven in. He hit 221 real world. Cerrone at third with 1 out. 3-7, and that's a strikeout. First strikeout of the game for either pitcher. And Andujar gets it at the most opportune time to keep that runner at third base, and 2 outs now for Willie Randolph. Randolph popped up to McGuire his first chance. That's a 2-4, and that's a ground ball to third, and that will end the inning. So the Yankees get 2. One of them is unearned because of the error by Canseco. But beggars aren't, what does it say? Beggars aren't choosy or something like that, I think is how it goes. So you take what you can get and be happy with it. Cut the lead to 4-2. Looks like it might be a high-scoring affair in this one. It's already got 6 runs in 2 innings combined. And neither pitcher is that great, so might take 8 or 9 runs to win this game. You never know. Here's Mark McGuire. He will lead off. He singled his first chance against Mr. Necro. 4-6, and that's, oh, look at this. Oh, I was looking at 1-6, my bad. 4-6 is just going to be a single. 1-6 would have been a home run. 4-6 is a single. So McGuire 2 for 2. And that'll bring up Hot Dog Jackson. Hot Dog Jackson. 6-12, and that's a walk. So they didn't want to pitch to Hot Dog. He walks. And for Necro, that is his first walk issue. He's also hit a batter. That's the first base on balls he has issued. Now there's 2-1, nobody out for Steinbach. That's a 1, so Necro's in trouble with a wild pitch. His wild pitch rating is an 18. And 16, so he does uncork the wild pitch. That knuckleball got away from Cerrone. He wasn't able to corral it. And now runners are at second and third. It takes away the double play. It's going to force the infield to play in. All sorts of bad things happen when you have that happen. And now here's Steinbach. Infield is in. 4-10. Struck him out. First strikeout for Necro. And he needed that in the worst way. Infield remains in for Tony Phillips at bat. Phillips doubled his first time. 1-7, struck him out. So Necro comes back and strikes out the next 2 batters to try to get out of this thing by himself, not rely on his defense. But now with 2 outs, Mike Gallego is up in a clutch situation. Second and third, infield back to normal. In the clutch, Gallego will lose a hit on 3-8 and on 2-4. So a little bit anti-clutch. Although he did single his first time up. 4-6, and he's going to single again off of Necro's card. Single to left field. We know McGuire is going to score. I don't know if Hot Dog, if they want to stretch him out or not. He's a 10. Not being held as a trail runner makes him an 11. With 2 outs, it becomes a 13. Left fielder Pasquale's a -1 makes him a 12. 1-12 is a 60% chance. They're going to send Hot Dog. They're going to see if Hot Dog can stretch and make it. So 1-12, he will be safe. Gallego, running at a 13, would take second on the throw. And Hot Dog's in there. So Hot Dog slides in under the tag. What a hustle play from Hot Dog Jackson as he scores on that single. So Gallego, a 2-run single for Mike Gallego. And that's going to put the A's in the lead 6-2, and Necro may be needing some relief very shortly as he is struggling big time. Here's Alfredo Griffin. That's a 6-7, switch hitter batting left. Ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Tollison, 3E22. And the double die shows up again. 3-3, that's going to probably get by. And it will. It's a single 1-star, though, so at least the run will not score unless there's an error. Let's see, 3, and that's a total of 11, and he is, let's see. I'm trying to remember who the fielder was. Oh, it's Tollison. He was a 22 since an 11. Let's see. 22. No 11 there, so it's a single 1-star, so Gallego will stop at third. Now runners on the corners. 2 outs, top of the order, and Polonia. Yankee bullpen is now active. as Lou Piniella may have seen enough of Joe Niekro to say he's seen too much, to borrow the line from the League of Their Own. We are looking at, who are they looking at in the bullpen here? Looks as though they are looking at, let's get the bullpen out here. They are looking at Rich Bordy. Rich Bordy is loosening in the bullpen for the Yankees. He is their mop-up guy, and they are in mop-up situation right now with the score being 6-2. All right, here's Polonia. 4-10, and that's a fly to center that's going to end the inning finally. 2 runs come in. It is a 6-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the third. Andujar giving all sorts of run support now, and it's going to be up to the Yankees to climb up to make this uphill battle, come back from 4 runs down. Certainly not impossible, not with the Oakland starting pitcher Andujar not being the best in the world either. But we'll see. Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, started off. 4-11. That's ground ball pitcher X. Andujar is a 3E38. 3E38. 3-11. He probably gets to that. Don't know about the E38. 3-11. He does get to it. That's a 9, and he's an E38. There's no 9 there. There's a 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, but no 9. So Andujar escapes trouble and makes the play on Mattingly for 1 away. About getting a fortunate roll there, that's for sure. 1 away for Danny Pasqua. 5-6, and that's going to be a strikeout for Andujar. That is his second of the ball game. And I'll bring up center fielder Gary Ward. 6-9, and that is a straight up in home run. And Gary Ward has normal power. That's clean. There you are, Jeff. Clean as a baby's ass right here. In home run on a 6-9. And he has the normal power, so that is gone. Gary Ward. Solo shot. Cuts the lead to 6-3. For Ward, that is his 6th home run of the replay. RBI number 20. He had 16 home runs real world. And here comes Mr. May, Dave Winfield. Speaking of home runs, he hit the home run his first time up. 6-5, and that's a 1-4 single. That's a 17. It will be a liner right to Alfredo Griffin to end the inning. But the Yankees get a run back on the Ward home run. We go to the 4th. It is 6-3, favor of the Oakland A's. Niekro will start the inning. See if he can correct himself. If he can't, the bullpen will be brought in. But they're going to give Niekro another chance. They see Mike Davis. 5-5, and that's a leadoff walk. That's not a good sign. That's the second walk issued by Niekro. Davis now with a chance to get a lead and get a steal. He has a 2 through 5 to get the lead, and Niekro is at +5 hold rating. He does not get the lead, though, so he will hold. And that'll bring up Mr. Canseco. 2-6, and that's a strikeout. So Canseco out on strikes. That's the 3rd strikeout for Mr. Niekro. 1 away for Mark McGwire. He is 2 for 2, 2 singles. For 8, and that's another walk for Niekro. And that makes it his 3rd walk of the ball game. 2nd of the inning. Here comes Hot Dog Jackson. If he doesn't get Hot Dog, he may be coming out of this game. Lou Piniella on the top step of the dugout, ready to make the move. Here's Hot Dog. He walked his last time up. 2-3, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-7. That is a 7 right on the dot. So Hot Dog gets himself a base hit to load the bases. And that's going to be it for Mr. Necro. Lou Piniella cannot go with him any further. That's going to be it for Mr. Necro. He's going to go 3 1/3. Horrible outing, 3 1/3. And he's going to give up a total of 8 hits. Can't do the runs yet because all 3 runners are his responsibility. He walks 3, strikes out 3, and hits a batter. Now, they may not want to go to Bordy here. They may want to go to somebody else to try to get him out of this inning. So they're going to go actually to Tim Stoddard out of the bullpen. Will the Yankees? Just as a stopgap to get out of this mess. They'd rather have Bordy. They'd rather pitch Bordy with a clean inning. So Stoddard will be coming on in favor of Joe Necro. As Necro his knuckleball was not dancing the way they wanted it to dance. And so Stoddard is coming in the ball game in the real season for the Yankees. Tim Stoddard, 4-3 with a 3.50 ERA and 8 saves. In the replays, 4-3 with 1 save and a 3.75 earned run average. So pretty similar numbers. 36 innings pitched, 34 hits, 11 walks, and 35 strikeouts. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. I'm sorry, 1 out. So the infield playing for the double play to get out of this inning if he can do it. Stoddard is a +4 hold, so that makes him a +3 when you combine it with Cerrone's -1. So here's Steinbach, bases loaded, infield for the double play. 5-5, and that's a strikeout from Stoddard. That helps just as much. Now with 2 outs and the bases loaded, 1 more out will get him out of the inning. The infield back to their normal depth for Tony Phillips in a clutch situation. And Phillips in the clutch gains a hit on 110, also on 2-6 and on 3-10. So very much a good clutch hitter is Mr. Phillips. That's a 3-7, and he will strike out. So talk about doing the job. Tim Stoddard comes in and strikes out the 2 guys he faces with the bases loaded and 1 out to get out of the jam. And now we can finish the gory numbers on Mr. Necro. And I'm sure Lou Piniella is glad to see Mr. Necro out of here. So let's go to the Strat computer. Let me see what they figure is the earned runs out of all this. Let's see what we got here. 6 runs, 4 earned is what they came up with. And, of course, the 3 walks and the 3 strikeouts. So the book is closed on Necro. Yankee fans are probably glad it's closed. They probably thought it should have been closed sooner, but Lou Piniella was trying to give Necro every chance in the world. He gave him every chance in the world, but once the bases got loaded, he had to take action. All right, here's Pagliarulo. 112, and he's hit by the pitch. Don't know if that's retaliation for the hit by pitch from Necro, but umpires have issued warnings, so the next hit by pitch is an automatic disqualification from the ball game. So we got to be aware of that. Here's Kittle. Don't want any bench clear or dugout clearing brawls or anything. 110, and that's going to be a ground ball to third base A. It's a round the horn 5-4-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered if you're the Oakland A's. As they turn the 2 and Tony La Russa smirking in the dugout. Glad to see that double play. 2 quick outs for Rick Cerrone. 6-8, and that's an in-home run chance, 1-3. That's a 12. It's going to fly to left field, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Yankees here in the 4th inning. We go to the 5th. Still Oakland 6 and New York 3. Tim Stoddard going to go 1 more inning probably. You don't want to wear him out, and when they're behind, he's kind of a high leverage guy. You want to have to save him for the high leverage situations. But they had to get him out of that situation they were in previously, or the game would have been over already. As it is, 6-3, you're still in the ball game. So here's Gallego, 4-8, and that's a walk from Stoddard. First walk he has issued. Brings up Alfredo Griffin. He is an A bunter, so he's going to get a chance to bunt. We don't get to bunt very often, but when you get an A bunter in there, sometimes you like to take advantage of the opportunity. The corners will be back, so he will stay as an A bunter, catching the Yankees off guard. So he will bunt as an A bunter. First we'll roll Havoc. Nothing happening. Bunt is fielded by the pitcher. So it's going back to Stoddard. And that's an 8, so that's a good sacrifice. Sacrifice hit will go 1-3. As Mattingly was not charging, so he stays back at the bag. So the sacrifice is successful from the number 9 hitter Griffin. And now Polonia is up with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Stoddard to Polonia, who is 0 for 3. 4-12, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-7. That's a 6. It's a base hit. It's going to put runners at the corners with only 1 out. And Mike Davis, your batter. Mike Davis is the batter. Infield is playing back for the double play. 6-5. That's ground ball second base C, and that cost them. They couldn't turn the double play. They can only get the runner at first. The run will score to make it 7-3. RBI ground out from Mike Davis. Two down now with the runner at second for Jose Canseco in the clutch. He is going to gain a hit on that 110. Everywhere else, he is neutral. 7-3 A's here in the top of the fifth. 3-6, and that's a solid double to right field. And that will score another run to make it 8-3. RBI double from Canseco. And the Yankee bullpen starting to implode. Here's Mark McGwire. This is definitely the kind of game that Bordy will come in and eat innings. Save the rest of the bullpen. They're better pitchers for better days. Here's McGwire. 1-8, and that's a ballpark blast. It's 1-8. 13, though, is just a deep fly to left, so they got a break there. But the A's put another 2 runs on the board. That's going to be it for Stoddard. Stoddard is complete. He goes an inning and 2/3. And he's going to give up. Well, he walks 1, strikes out 2. He's going to give up 2 hits and 2 runs. And they will bring in Rich Bordy to pitch the next inning. And possibly the next couple of innings. He's got a fatigue of 4. So if he's effective, he could almost finish the game. But we'll see. It's a +2 hold, so that makes him a +1. And that'll be for the next inning. And he gets to face Hot Dog Jackson for his first batter next inning. So that'll be interesting. Andujar coming out. This is his fatigue inning. He's got a number 5 right here. So this is his fatigue inning. But he does have an 8-3 lead to work with. And Wayne Tollison is your batter. It's a 6-9, switch hitter batting left, and that's a 1-5 triple. That's a 10, so it'll just be a leadoff single for Tollison. Single by Tollison. That'll bring up Willie Randolph. Tollison will not be held in an 8-3 game. 4-6, and that's going to be a walk from Andujar. So he's got to get through 5 innings to qualify for the win, but he's on the verge of fatigue. Here comes Donnie Baseball. Game not over by any means. If the Yankees put up a 3 or 4 spot this inning, they're right back in this game. Whoa, look at that. Have you seen that before? The D20 just took a dive right there on top of the white D6. So this is an illegitimate roll. We're going to re-roll this. Re-roll it for sure. It did help Mattingly out because of 6-4. He would have popped up to first base, but he gets a reprieve thanks to the double die wanting to jump on top of the white die. It's a 1-4 instead, and it's a fly ball to right field, so there's still going to be an out there. 1 away. And down 8-3, you're not going to take chances running the bases. Mike Davis has a -2 arm in right field, so sending Tollison to third may not be the wisest thing in the world to do. So here's Pasqua. It's a 1-3, and that's a ballpark blast for Pasqua. It's 1-9. That's a 3. Danny Pasqua, the old Earl Weaver 3-run homer. And I think that might be the beginning of the end for Andujar as well. Look at it again. 1-3 is a ballpark blast. It's 1-9. Double die is a 3. It is a 3-run home run for Dan Pasqua. And all of a sudden now it is an 8-6 game. Yankees right back in this thing. For Pasqua, that is home run number 9 on the replay. RBIs 18, 19, and 20. He hit 17 home runs real world. He's got 9 already in just 1/3 of his at-bats. So he's well ahead of his home run pace. Going to bring up Gary Ward. Andujar is tired, but La Russa is going to try to let him finish the inning if possible. Try to get those last 2 outs, although Ward did hit a home run his last time up. He's given up 3 home runs as Andujar. 6-10, and that's an in-home run straight up right here, and that's gone. Clean as a baby's ass again. Gary Ward got a home run last time on a 6-9. Now he gets one on a 6-10. And again, clean as a baby's ass for Gary Ward. And I believe that's going to be it for La Russa. He can't afford to let Andujar hang around anymore. He is going to be out of here. So that's going to be it for Andujar. He just could not. They gifted him an 8-3 lead, and he couldn't hold it. It's now 8-7. Well, at least he can't lose it. I guess that's the one positive if you're looking for a silver lining. But now the A's will go to their bullpen and see who they've got that's the most rested possible. And it looks like Dennis Lamp is going to be coming on. Eckersley gets a rare start in the next game, so we can't use him in relief because he starts the May 31st game. So Eckersley is not an option. So they will go to Dennis Lamp, who has a nice relief rating of 3 on his card. So Dennis Lamp. So Andujar is going to go 4 1/3. He's going to give up 7 hits, 7 runs. Let's see, he walked. Well, let's go over here to the computer and see how many of these runs are earned versus unearned, because there were a couple of errors in there. Andujar gives up 7 runs, 6 are earned. He walks 2 and strikes out 2, but he gave up 4 home runs, 4 long balls. Did him in. Lamp's a +4 hold rating, so that's not a good sign either. As now the running game is back into play because of the score being now 8-7. So here comes Mr. May, Dave Winfield. Now an 8-7 game. 1-2. That's a 1-18 single. So Winfield with the base hit. He is now the tying run at the plate. He will not be held. And here comes Pagliarulo. Pagliarulo hit by a pitch his last time up. 3-3 for Pags, and that's gone. Clean as a baby's ass for Pags right here. 3-3. Look at this 3 block of home runs for Pagliarulo. 3-3. Clean as a baby's ass. Pagliarulo and the Yankees have taken the lead. They've come all the way back to lead it now 9-8, and we're just in the 5th inning. Pags, his 13th home run of the replay. He hit 32 real world. RBIs 28 and 29, and the Yankees now lead it by the score of 9-8, a 6-pack here in the 5th inning, and they're still going at it with only 1 out. Ron Montauk Kittle, 4-6. That's a single off of Lamp. So Lamp's having his issues, and barring a double play, the Yankees will bat around. As the number 9 man to hit in the inning, Rick Cerrone steps to the plate. He is a double play candidate, though. 4-9, but not here. 4-9's a 1-10 single, 11-20 is a line out. That's a 2. It's a base hit. So Dennis Lamp is not the answer, as the Yankees are lighting the lamp. To use a hockey analogy, they are just lighting him up. But La Russa going to try to see if he can work his way out of it. Here comes Tollison. He led off the inning with a base hit. If there was nobody out, I'd have Tollison bunt. Well, with one out, and you got the pitchers on the rope, there's no way I'm bunting here. We're gonna have him swing away, Mr. Tollison. That's a 6-8 switch hitter batting left. That's a strikeout for Lamp, and they finally get an out there. So now there's 2 outs, and top of the order, Willie Randolph. It's a 3-5, and that's a walk, so that will keep the inning going. It will load the bases for Don Mattingly. Mattingly is up with the bases loaded. And the A's are definitely looking to take Lamp. They're going to take Lamp out. They just can't afford it. They're going to bring in the left-hander Dave Leeper to take on Mattingly. La Russa does not want this game to get away from him, although probably already has. Certainly the big lead got away from him. Leeper is a -6 hold, though, so that's a good thing. But the bases are now loaded for Donnie Baseball. And we will have the new pitcher, Dave Leeper, and he's been excellent for the Oakland A's all season long. So La Russa's going to the well again. A little bit overused, but this is a situation where he's in there for just basically for one batter to get Don Mattingly, and that's it. Mattingly and Pasqua, 2 lefties. So Leeper is on the real season. He was 2-1 with a 3.78 ERA. And 1 save. On the replays, 2-1 with a save and a 0.42 earned run average. Now, bases loaded, 2 outs, 6 in, and here's Mattingly. And if Mattingly should hit a home run by chance, then we would get the ID Gesture star on the Strat-O-Matic computer score line because they're incapable of doing a 2-digit number. That's a 1-8. And look at this, a ballpark blast. 1-9, but that's a 13. Boy, Don Mattingly missed a grand slam by that much, as Maxwell Smart in Get Smart would have said, or Don Adams would have said, missed it by that much. Deep fly to right. They leave the bases loaded, but they get a 6-pack and take the lead 9-8. But it was almost that much worse. But on the warning track, Mike Davis makes the catch to retire the side. And now let's get the final numbers on Lamp. And now he might not get, well, they're going to let Bordy pitch. And whether he stays in there for long, we'll have to wait and see. Lamp, a third of an inning, giving up 4 hits and 2 runs. Walked 1, struck out 1, gave up the home run, of course. So now Rich Bordy, the new pitcher for the Yankees, he was 3-1 with a 7.64 ERA real world. And let's see what he's done on the replay. Got to bring him in on the computer. Rich Bordy. Certainly got a fresh arm. That's not a problem. He hasn't been used that often. So on the replay, he's only pitched 1 inning. He did give up 2 runs, so his ERA is 18. Only 1 hit and no walks and a strikeout, but he gave up 2 runs. So he's going to be facing Reggie Jackson, Mr. Hot Dog himself, to start the 6th inning. 2-12 for Reggie. Oh, look at this. There you go, Jeff. Clean as a baby's ass for Reggie. 2-12. Clean as a baby's ass for Mr. Reggie. And we are tied at 9-9. Got the old Germany, World War II Germany score, 9-9-9-9-9. And Reggie Jackson hits his 11th home run of the replay. He only had 15 real world. He's had less than half of his total at bats in the replay, but he's already got 11 of his 15 home runs. Reggie Jackson has tied this game, gets Andujar and Lamp off the hook, takes the win away possibly from Tim Stoddard, and now it's all up to the bullpen. It's Rich Bordy and Dave Leeper. Yep, this game ought to be sponsored by some kind of diaper wipes because it's been a lot of clean asses in this game. I don't know what company makes those things, but do a sponsorship here. 9-9 here in the top of the 6th. Here's Steinbach. 2-7. and Steinbach with a strikeout. Steinbach has got the hat trick now. He struck out 3 times. Both teams with 9 runs and 11 hits in this ball game. Here is Tony Phillips. Phillips 1-6. He will strike out. So back-to-back strikeouts by Bordy after giving up the game-tying home run. As Bordy tries to give the Yankees bullpen some innings. Here's Gallego, 5-7, and that's a walk. 2-out walk to Gallego. And that'll bring up Alfredo Griffin. Griffin. 2-3 for Griffin. He's going to line it to Tollison at short, and that will end the inning. But we've got a 9-9 tie here in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Yankee Stadium. I really need to heat my coffee because it's cold, but I do that at the 7th inning stretch. It's the 7th inning stretch just taking a long time to get here. All right, so Leeper is going to come out, and he's going to face one batter, Dan Pasqua. And then the A's will go to their right-hander out of their bullpen. Looks like it's going to be Steve Ontiveros. He's got the most rest. So Steve Ontiveros, a starter/reliever who's in his relief time right now, he will be coming on for the A's after Leeper faces Pasqua. So Leeper to face Pasqua, then he's out of here. 110, and that's a fly to center. 1 away, and that's going to do it. So Leeper goes 2/3 of an inning and doesn't give up anything. Did what they wanted him to do. And now it's up to the rest of the bullpen to hold serve. So we are going to the bullpen with Gary Ward coming up. The Oakland A's will go to Steve Ontiveros out of their bullpen. So Ontiveros, real world, was 10-8 with an ERA of an even 4. On the replays, 0-2 with an ERA of 6.52. Did have a save in real world. Has no save to this point in the replay. So he'll be facing Ward, Winfield, and if anybody gets on, Pagliarulo. So Gary Ward against Steve Ontiveros. And Ontiveros is a -1 hold. So here we go. Ontiveros to Ward, 4-10. That's an in-home run chance. 1-12, and that's a 13. So Gary Ward just missed hitting his 3rd home run of the game by 1 number. A 1-12 would have been a home run. The double dies a 13. So he settles, in air quotes, with a double for Gary Ward. 3 for 4, 2 home runs and a double for Gary Ward. He is right now bucking for the player of the game, but we got a ways to go to figure that one out. If somebody else had a nice game, Winfield, he's homered and singled. See what he can do here. Ward not being held at second base. Winfield 1-8, and that's a fly to left. That's 2 away. As Canseco will haul it in. I can sponsor all kinds of stuff. All right, here is Pagliarulo in a clutch situation. Let's see here. 1-6, he gets a hit, but last time he found that clean row 3, or column 3, rather. So we'll see what happens here. Ontiveros trying to get out of it, facing Pags. 5-8, and that's a strikeout, and he got out of it in the worst way. So how about that? Ontiveros puts up a 0 on the board. How do you like that? Rare occasion there. At the end of 6, it's 9-9. Rich Bordy coming back out. Will face the top of the order, Polonia, Davis, and Canseco. 9 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for Oakland. 9 runs, 11 hits. 9 runs and 12 hits and 2 errors for the Yankees. Very back and forth matchup. Polonia is 1 for 4. Hey, Jeremiah, good to see you. 5-3, and that is a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Mattingly. He's a 1E6, so we know he's going to get to it with the 1. The only error is on the E6 for a first baseman. The only chance of an error is 3, 13, and 18. And that's going to be okay. That 11's going to be okay. So it'll be a 3-1 put out as he flips to Bordy covering. And there's one away. That will send up Mike Davis. Don't forget, Kathy, I'm also looking to get a sponsorship from a tailor shop for these tailor-made double plays when they come up. That's another idea I could go for. I can find somebody's local tailor shop that wants to sponsor, wants to run an ad or something. All right, here's Davis, 5-5, and that's a ground ball to second. Willie Randolph will handle it. And maybe we're getting some pitching all of a sudden. Where is this coming from? 2 up and 2 down for Canseco. 110 for Canseco, and that's a fly ball to left field. Would have been a hit in a clutch situation, but we weren't there. And how about that? Rich Bordy has pitched a shutout 7th inning. And I was a little bit squeamish about bringing him in, but he's doing pretty well right now. And he has gotten things done. So we're going to the 7th inning stretch, and I need it because my coffee is cold and I need to top it off and heat it up, basically, so I can finish up this ball game. It's gone longer than I anticipated it would go, obviously. But we are going to the 7th inning stretch. So, again, my little thing to keep from having just nothing going on in the background while I go get my coffee. We will be having the 7th inning stretch. While I go heat and refresh my coffee. So at the end of 6.5 innings of play, we are tied at 9 runs apiece. And get ready for it. Take me out to the ball game. I'm going to stretch by going downstairs and getting my coffee. And after all this long game so far, you guys might need to stretch too. Who knows? Anyway, get ready for take me out to the ball game. All right, we are ready to continue in this bottom of the 7th. And leading things off will be Ron Kittle. He'll be followed by Cerrone and Tollison. But again, with the recent call-up of Bobby Meacham, we can now hit for Tollison if the Yankees feel like it's worthy. So we shall see. Bottom of the 7th, Ron Kittle. Against Ontiveros. 1-5. Oh, and here we go. Get the baby wipes out again. 1-5. 1-5 is as clean as a baby's ass home run once again. How many babies' asses can we wipe in this game? It's now 10-9 Yankees. Home run on the 1-5 for Ron Kittle. Yankees lead 10-9 for Kittle. That is his 7th home run of the replay. RBI number 20. He had 12 and 28 in the real season. But it's now 10-9 Yankees. So that means with the lead, they will keep Tolleson in the game for his defense. So they will not pinch it for Tolleson. Here's Cerrone. 3-12 for Cerrone. That is a fly to left. And that's one away. One down for Wayne Tolleson. Tolleson is 1 for 3. Couple of strikeouts. 4-4. Switch hitter batting left. That's a ballpark single check. 1-7. That's a 5. Base hit for Tolleson. He's now 2 for 4. 2 for 4 for Tolleson. Flips the order over to Willie Randolph. Hey, Joel. How you doing? If you're just getting here, Joel, you came into a wild one. 5-7 is a strikeout for Ontiveros. That's out number 2. 10-9 Yankees after the A's led it 9-3 going to the bottom of the 5th. Or 8-3, rather. Yankees have outscored them now 7-1. And here's Mattingly. Out of all this hitting, Mattingly's only 1 for 4. So he's not had the best of games, obviously. 1-4. Oh, he just missed a home run right there. Home run chance anyway. But at 1-4, it's a fly to right. That's going to end the inning. But the run comes home on the home run from Kittle. And we go to the 8th inning with the score. Yankees 10 and the Oakland A's 9. And the A's have to feel like if they lose this game, they let one get away for sure. Bordy's coming back out for the 8th inning. He'll be facing Canseco, Hot Dog Jackson, and Steinbach. Actually, no, Canseco made the last out. It's going to be McGuire, Hot Dog Jackson, and Steinbach, not Canseco. My bad. Canseco flew out to end the inning last time. 5-7, and that's a walk. Boy, in home run chance right there on a 5-8, so we got lucky there. 5-7 is just going to be a walk. Minimize the damage there. McGuire's at first, and here comes Hot Dog Jackson in a big situation. Not clutch yet, but certainly big. That's a 1. Bordy's wild pitch rating is a 0, though, so he can't throw a wild pitch. 3-4 for Reggie, and he's going to hit a ground ball to first with a B, so he hustles down the line to avoid the double play. Mattingly will throw to Tolleson to get the force. Reggie's now at first, but he did hustle to prevent the double play. So that was important for Reggie. Showed a little hustle there. And that'll bring up Terry Steinbach, who's had a rough time of it, obviously. Struck out 3 times in a row. Looking for some redemption here. 2-12, and he's going to hit a fly ball to left field. That is out number 2. Now the question is, what do you do with Righetti? I mean, Bordy's pitching so well. Do you dare take him out and bring in Righetti? That's the question. I mean, logically, you'd think you'd bring your closer in, but boy, if the other guy's pitching well, do you take him out? Here's Phillips. 1-8 for Phillips. He's going to walk. And that'll bring up Gallego. Now 2 are on. And actually, we're going to get a pinch runner for Reggie. Reggie Jackson runs at a 10, but he's the tying run late in the game, so Oakland A's will go to their bench for Stan Javier. He will pinch run for Reggie. He runs at a 15, much better. So Javier, and he'll stay in the game to play as the DH. So Javier is into pinch run for Reggie. Javier to pinch run here in the 8th inning. And your batter is scheduled to be Mike Gallego. Mike Gallego he's done very well for himself. He's walked twice and singled twice. So he will stay in the game to hit. But Reggie, only got to go on the computer and bring in Javier to pinch run for him. Because a base hit here, if you have a fast runner, can certainly, if you don't get the 2-star advance, if you get a standard advance, you got a chance to score it. So Gallego against Bordy is now a clutch situation, and Bordy will lose a hit on 2-4 and 3-8. So a couple places he loses hits. That's a 3-7, and 3-7 is a 1-4 single. That's an 18. He's going to line it to short, and that will end the inning. So Bordy, how about that? Rich Bordy. First batter he faced when he came in the game, he gave up a home run to Reggie, but after that, he has been solid. But I think you got to play it the way you think they would play it, and they're going to bring in Righetti in the 9th. So we'll get the numbers on Bordy, and then we'll figure out what the A's are going to do on there. Do they stick with Ontiveros, or do they go with somebody else? I think they're going to stick with Ontiveros. So let's get the numbers on Bordy, who obviously is going to qualify for the win, assuming this team holds on and Righetti doesn't blow it. Bordy, in relief, is credited with 3 innings pitched, just 1 hit and a run. It was the home run to Reggie. That's the only hit and run he gave up. After that, he retired everybody except for a couple of walks. He did walk 3. That was a little bit alarming, but he did strike out 2. And so Dave Righetti, Spaghetti Righetti, will be coming on to pitch in the top of the 9th. So Ontiveros will be facing Pasqua, Ward, and Winfield here in the bottom of the 8th. Try to keep the score at 10-9. And something happened here in the 7th inning that the Yankees didn't get credited with a run. I don't know why, so I've got to figure out what happened on the computer. I can fix it later. I'm not going to fix it now. But did I not give him the home run? Kittle had the home run. What did he do on the computer? What did I do to him? Strikeout. Yeah, that's really weird. I got to fix it. I'll fix that later. I'm not going to fix it now. But we will fix it later. All right. Here is Pasqua. 410, and that's an in-home run chance, 1-18. That is an 18, and Pasqua has normal power against righties. It's not clean as a baby's ass, but it's going to be gone either way you look at it. Second home run of the game for Pasqua, and the Yankees have had the long ball going in this one. That's home run number 10 for Pasqua. And he only hit 17 the whole season, and in his 122nd at bat, he hits 10. And he had 318 at bats where he only hit 17. So he's definitely clubbing the ball. He's on pace to hit well over 20 home runs. And speaking of home runs, here's Gary Ward. He hit 2 of them. It's now 11-9 Yankees. 2-6 for Ward. He will ground to third. That's 1 away. But Righetti will be coming in to try to close out. He did get an insurance run, so he's got a 2-run lead to protect. He ought to be able to do that. Even Righetti ought to be able to do that. Here's Winfield. 1-7. He will strike out. That's out number 2. And here's Pagliarulo. 6-8, and that's a walk. That'll keep the inning going. For Kittle, who just homered his last time up, off of Mr. Ontiveros. Two 7, and this time he will get a single 1-3, but that's a 16, so he lines it to Griffin to end the inning. But the Yankees get an insurance run. We go to the 9th. That's going to be all for Ontiveros. Ontiveros is done. And let's see, he goes 2 2/3 innings, does Ontiveros. He will give up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them homers. He struck out 3, walked 1. So now we go to the top of the 9th. It'll be Dave Righetti coming on to try to close the deal for the Yankees. We'll bring him in on the computer and get his numbers on the replay. Mr. Righetti. There he is. So Righetti, real season, was 8-6, 3.51 ERA, and 31 saves. In the replay, he is 1-1 with 11 saves, but a 4.23 earned run average. 28 innings pitched, 27 hits, 10 walks, and 18 strikeouts. Alfredo Griffin is the leadoff man scheduled. Let's look at the bench. They don't have a whole lot on the bench for the A's. Got the veteran Ron Say, Mickey Tettleton, and Carney. Well, Carney Lansford is probably the best they have on the bench. But they may want to use him in place of one of the other lefties that are out there. Although all the hitters they have coming up are actually pretty good hitters. So they're gonna pinch hit with Carney Lansford. He's gonna pinch hit for Alfredo Griffin. If they happen to tie the game, he'll stay in the game and play third. Gallego will move over to short if it gets to that. Of course, the Yankees are hoping it doesn't get to that, but the Roots are trying to pull out all the stops here. So Carney Lansford will pinch hit here in the 9th inning for Alfredo Griffin. Lansford, real season, 289 hitter, 19 home runs. On the replay, he's hitting 273 with 6 home runs. And he'll be facing Mr. Righetti. Righetti is a -5 on the hold, so that makes him a -5. And we'll see what happens. Righetti to Lansford. 3-4 for Lansford. Pops him up to short. 1 away. And for those that were curious, 3-4 for Griffin would have been a ballpark single check, which he would have gotten a single, but of course, the butterfly effect, that roll probably wouldn't have happened had I not reached for the other cards and done other things. So can't always go by what that roll was because you never know how it might have turned out. All right, here's Polonia. 3-6 for Polonia. That's a fly to right field. So Righetti 1 out away from securing this one and garnering his 12th save of the season, which will put him near the league lead. And Mike Davis is your batter. He has to get on. If he gets on, Canseco is on deck. 3-8, and that's a strikeout. Righetti 1-2-3 in the 9th. Secures it for the Yankees, and they steal one, and I mean steal one from the Oakland A's. And the Yankees improved to 32-16 on the replay. 11-9 ball game over the Oakland A's. The losing pitcher in this one looks to be, I believe it's going to be Ontiveros, but let's double check it on the box score. I can't finalize the game on the computer because I need to make that correction, so I don't want to do this third out and end the game because then I won't be able to fix it. So from what I can see, just eyeballing it, it would appear Ontiveros would take the loss. The win's going to go to Bordy, no question about it, and the save to Righetti, his 12th. Bordy, well, I don't have the numbers on Bordy. I think he's probably 1-0, but I don't know for sure because, like I said, I can't finish out the game. I need to correct the mistake I made. So everything's going to be manually done here. But as we're looking, the Oakland A's have 11 hits. The Yankees pound out 15 hits. So 11-15-2 for the Yankees, 9-11-1 for the Oakland A's. A's dropped to 26-21, and that AL West is getting tighter and tighter. And the Yankees increase the lead on the Brewers and the Blue Jays to 32-16. Hello, Blaine. Good to see you. And so that's going to do it from Yankee Stadium. Tomorrow's game, we will be north of the border in Toronto. It'll be the Toronto Blue Jays and the California Angels. Jimmy Key against Jack Lazorko. That will be tomorrow's game. It'll be game number 322. and then we'll go on from there. But for today, a wild one. Yankees come back from an 8-3 deficit and win it 11-9, thanks to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home runs pounded out by the Yankees. Only home run for the A's was by Hot Dog Jackson, but 6 home runs from the Yankees do it. Yankees win it by the score of 11-9. So I do appreciate all you guys spending part of your Wednesday morning with me. I need to finish out my coffee, and unfortunately, I have to go out and start to tackle the yard. It's that time. So nice weather. It's going to be almost 70 degrees today, so it's a little breezy. So I'll go out there. If the breeze is too much, I may have to stop, because raking leaves in the wind is not a winning proposition. Talk about the definition of futility, to have it, you be raking something, to have the leaves blow right back in your face. So I'll have to play it by ear. Of course, fortunately, being retired, I can have every day to rake leaves, so I'm not in a rush like I used to be. I used to pretty much do all of them in one weekend on Thanksgiving weekend when I had a 4-day weekend. But now I can do it whenever. But today's gonna be a nice day, so I'd like to get out there and at least do a portion of the yard. If I can't do the whole thing, you got to take it in sections, and hope that what you do doesn't get covered up by more wind. There's still plenty of leaves on the trees, unfortunately, so it's going to be a couple of waves. I don't want to wait till it's all over, because then I'll never be able to walk around. It'll be so many leaves out there, it's pathetic. So anyway, that's going to do it from here. That's a wrap. Yankees win it 11-9. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.